Joining us right now, very special guest. Used to I was told a rumor that he used to co-host a program in the afternoon here.
He would sit right in this seat.
That was the rumor I heard. His name is Doug Christie, of course, assistant coach of your Kings. He's on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. DC, we're going to get to basketball in a minute, but I have a very, very crucial question for you. Are you a Bruno Mars guy?
I mean, I hear some songs, but not like he's not in there.
My guy.
Oh, that's a letdown.
You know why? Because I'm the best there was. The best there is. Will be, my friend. That's why.
Uh-oh. We got a little trouble with Doug's phone.
You got me? Hello?
Uh-oh.
I'm here. I can hear you.
All right. You can hear us? We can hear you a little bit. Let's see if we're good to go. Well, I'm not a Bruno Mars guy. All right, so let's talk about the game last night, Doug.
Damn, you just go Bruno Mars to the game. You're gangster.
That's right.
All right, let's do it.
Listen, I'm upset with your Bruno Mars take, and I'm afraid that if we keep going down this road, it's only going to get worse for you. All right, so let me ask you this: what is if you're not a Bruno Mars guy? What's the playlist? What if you're jumping in the car and you're heading to the game? What are you listening to?
You know what? Oddly enough, man, a lot of times I'm listening to classical music on the way. I don't want to hear anything, but I'm like Burner Boy. I'm like Whiz Kid. I'm on a little bit different, more Afro beats right now.
All right, I got you. Classical music.
When he said classical, I was definitely thinking like Beethoven.
Yeah. I'm into all that. I just need to stimulate my brain and calm the hell down a lot of the time. So, if you see me, you think, I'm probably like on Tupac. I mean, I do, but most times I'm just trying to calm down, man. So a lot of times classical guys.
Was it like that when you played, Doug? Did you listen to classical before a game, or you wanted to get revved up? The exact opposite.
Hell no, I was thinking classical and thinking cars. That's what I was thinking.
All right, Doug, let's get to the game last night. Obviously, a great win for you guys. Great vibes in the arena. I wanted to ask you about the balance last night offensively. 7 guys in double digits. You could have had 9 if you had to play Metu and Mitchell more. Just your thought on the offensive balance and overall how the guys played last night on that end of the floor.
Well, I think, first of all, the pace was spectacular. In the first quarter, we had 14 fast break points. Then in the third quarter, we had 13. But in the second and fourth, we had 0 in the second and 4 in the fourth. So, there's ebbs and flows. But the point is, and I think that this is probably the biggest thing, is you see the capability and you see the things that are there. Now it becomes the consistency at which we do it. And when we do it consistently at a high level, when we move the ball, when we switch the ball from one side to a second side to a third side, we usually get what we want, and the guys can knock shots down at a high level. We got guys that can get by people in the paint, spray it out. Like, there are a lot of really good things that happen. So I would say last night, like, offensively, really, really solid, ebbs and flows, but for the most part, solid.
How's it going, Doug? Me and Nick were talking earlier in the show about how De'Aaron hasn't quite looked himself the past couple of days. Is there something physically going on with him, or is it just a slow stretch of games?
No, I just think that, any time that you're going through an NBA season, you guys, you're just going to run into times where, your body feels great. Sometimes it might not. I haven't heard anything from De'Aaron that has said otherwise. So it kind of just happens. And I think to his credit sometimes, and this is, I think that sometimes you get into the mindset, now I'm talking about fans, of, okay, I want him to go out and score 30 points and I want him to do, but really the object is to win the game. So sometimes they'll take him away, and to his credit, he's moving the basketball and letting others on that particular night, letting them do their thing. And I think that that's going to make us more of a diverse threat as we go through the season. And when we enter into the playoffs, like, guys are going to be ready to take on a responsibility because he has given that responsibility to them in high leverage moments.
Doug Christie is with us, of course, on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Doug, was that the best defensive game that you think the team's played this season?
That's a good question. There were some really good defensive segments and some good defensive clips. I would probably say yes, but part of that is that you are good on offense, and your offense can affect your defense. If you get live ball turnovers, your defense won't look that good because all of a sudden they're laying it up on the other end, so you don't allow your defense to get set.
Right.
But, yeah, I think as far as game plan discipline is something that Coach talks about, and understanding if we're pushing a guy left or we're pushing him right, or if we're blitzing or we're going under or we're locking trail or locking go. Like all these things, I would say that consistently last night we were probably as close to doing that game plan discipline as we've been all year. So it's right up there for sure.
Buddy and Hallie were back in the building last night, and for a lot of the pregame press conferences and stuff, they were downplaying for a majority of downplaying the significance of the game. How did you feel like the emotions affected last night's game?
You know, first of all, I don't do social media. Like I have an account, but I don't go in it. What did Buddy do that we're booing him? I don't understand. Like
I was trying to figure that out too.
Yeah, I was like, man, but I thought the emotions were under control. I didn't think that it got too crazy. No, I mean, like emotionally, like when I gave both of them a hug, you know, I'm like, love you guys like that. But other than that, our fans were tremendous, as they always are. Like the building is starting to take on its own personality, and it's becoming a special place, similar to what Arco was, but it's going to have its own personality, and you're starting to see it more consistently, and you're starting to hear it and get the vibe. But I think the emotion of the fans was spectacular. But as far as the players go, no, I don't think anything got out of control. I thought everything was solid. Same with Domas. I thought he was locked in. Unfortunately, he got into foul trouble, and that can be a bit frustrating. But no, I thought everybody was good.
Doug Christie, DC, with us here on Cattles and Rami. Rami out sick. Chris Watkins in for Rami today on this Thursday. So Malik Monk, Doug, I want to talk to you about Malik. When we talked to him at Media Day, he told us his most overlooked aspect of his game he thought was his playmaking, that people did not give him enough credit. And watching him so far this year, his playmaking and also his ability to finish at the rim, at least to me, has been a bit of a pleasant surprise. When you guys signed him, Doug, did you guys know how much more than just a shooter he could be and what he could bring to the table?
So me and Leandro Barbosa talk about this a lot. Hell no, I had no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew that Malik could play. I didn't get to know. First of all, he is a spectacular human being. Just like getting to know him, I'm truly blessed to be able to get to know him. His energy is contagious, and I appreciate everything that he brings every single day. That I'll say that first and foremost. But watching him and I always tell him this when he's on the court, you know, and he's making good plays. I said, man, you play basketball the right way. You do. You make plays for your teammates. You pass the ball. You know, are there times where he might dribble it too much? Like that's for everybody.
Right.
But I would say 9 times out of 10. Malik Monk is going to make the right play for the team. And that it's a big thing. He talks on the defensive end. Offensively, there was a pass that was right in front of me. Like if the guy doesn't catch it, it hits me in the face. He's driving away on the baseline on the other side, and it was a one-hand hook pass on time, on target. And I just went, damn. Yeah, he is way more of a playmaker than I ever thought. He's one of our best passers, no doubt.
Doug, you guys are coming off a really, really tough road trip against some tough opponents. You end the road trip at Boston and then come home and play Phoenix, the best team in the Western Conference and the best team in the Eastern Conference. What did you learn about the team in that little stretch of games there?
I would say that we can compete with anybody in the NBA. And I think that what we're beginning to understand, I would say as a staff, and Coach Brown probably understood this, you know, first and foremost, is that it's going to be at the consistency at which we're able to perform that's going to dictate how high we go as a team. the fact that we can compete against anybody puts us in the conversation. The fact that will we be disciplined enough for 48 minutes or as close to 48 minutes as you get, that's going to dictate how high we compete in the playoffs. Is it round one? Is it round two? Like how far we go? Because a team, I'll give you an example, like Phoenix, there was a timeout and I said to Leandro, I said, we can get these guys. Because sometimes it's just for me, I need to see it. I need to feel it. I need to be in the moment. And when the moment arose, I said to myself, oh, we're good. We can compete against these guys. And then I looked at him and I said, but we can't have any 2-minute stretches where we break down because these teams are that special. And it happened a couple of times against them where you faulty for 2 minutes and they take advantage and they get into the penalty and then they got a special player in Booker. So I would say, Chris, to answer your question, that I learned that we can compete against any of the elite teams in the NBA. And we haven't faced them all. We haven't faced Milwaukee and a couple other ones. But Phoenix is right up there. And obviously Boston Celtics I put right at the top of the list.
Doug, last one for you today. And again, thanks for your time as always, man. We appreciate you. What can you guys do to get Keegan going consistently on the offensive end, just basketball-wise for him?
I don't think like it's really getting him going. I think more than anything is that he just stays aggressive and he stays locked in. If he stays aggressive, like he had shots last night that they were just in and out, and that's just the nature of the game. It just some nights you'll make shots, some nights you won't make shots. But the key is for him is stay locked in on your whole entire floor game. Don't let making shots or missing shots dictate how well you play because you have more to offer the game. You're 6'8", you're athletic. Let's lock up on the defensive end. Then also let's make sure that we get us some rebounds. So let's, move the basketball and all those type of things.
DC, thanks for the time again. Appreciate you. Safe travels, LA. We'll talk to you sometime soon. Again, thank you, man.